Hey, what's going on, guys? It's xJawz, and I want to bring you a good game here on Derail. Haven't done that in a while, I don't think. Usually because I like to play this map with a silencer, I want to try and switch it up for this game, and I'm trying using the M4A1. And I say this a lot, and every single time I say it, I mean it, because whenever I try any single gun in this game, I don't know if this is just me, but whenever I try any single gun in this game that I haven't used in a while, except for maybe the F2000, I'm like, oh, I really like this. It's a really fun gun to use, and the M4A1 is no exception. So if you guys want to use this gun, want to try it out, I would suggest you do. It doesn't have the best, I think it has a pretty high rate of fire. It doesn't have the best damage out of the assault rifles. But I find myself being able to be pretty accurate at long range with the red dot. I don't know why I don't use the holographic. I just think it looks really, really awkward. I remember seeing it in the campaign of Call of Duty 4. But I find it being fairly accurate from long range. And I also find myself being able to get out of situations in close range. But just in case, right there you saw I picked up the MP5K, which is just something that I see a lot of players don't do in this game. Whenever you see a gun on the ground, almost every single gun in this game is better than your secondary. I understand that sometimes when you want to switch to a secondary, you want it to be really fast when you have like the handguns. But if you're saying, like, if you had like any of the machine pistols, you definitely want to switch it for an SMG that you find on the ground. Anyway, right here, as you can see, I'm pushing up the right side of the map, and I found this little like embankment, this little like trench sort of thing, and I was just kind of ducking behind that, taking cover, popping back up, shooting. And sometimes it's not the smartest idea, especially since I was going against a sniper in the back of the map. But if you're confident, I suggest you do it, because a lot of people will tell you solely not to do something because it's a bad choice. But it depends. It's different for every situation. It's different for every person. So you kind of gotta play it by, sight. And right there, you saw I just hit boost right away, which was a huge mistake. But I still was able to pull it back and get one kill, which was incredible. So I whipped out my MP5K that I picked up earlier, and I'm just going to continue to the back of the map on this little side route. This little side route, right here you see the host migration. This little side route, I really like it because anybody who wants to come and get me is going to have to come from an area that isn't in the trench, most likely. So just, you don't necessarily want the advantage of altitude when you're playing Call of Duty. Altitude, sure, good thing when you're on top of buildings and stuff, but hiding in a trench was definitely the right idea right there. So just something to pay attention to. Anyway, as you can see, I tell you guys a lot to look at your mini map and look where your teammates are. And right now, all my teammates were controlling their spawn, but I shouldn't really call it their spawn because it's probably switched by now. And as you guys see, I did, as you guys constantly complain that I call my payloads right away. Well, guess what I did? I waited to call it in until after it destroyed them. Surprisingly, I liked your guys' tip. I liked it. So there you go. I called my payload, and I have no idea where the other team is. So I'm gonna play a little bit aggressively, and I'm gonna try and move up the side of the map because usually, when a team is spawning in a certain area, you'll see at least one of them. And if you don't see anybody, then it's usually safe to move forward. As you can see right here, I felt pretty confident that I could move forward on the map because they were all shooting at my air support with RPGs and sniper rifles, and it was pretty funny. And I think my payload got taken down by an RPG. This guy right here shoots an RPG, and kind of disappointing, but oh well. So now I'm in the situation where me and two other teammates push forward kind of stupidly, and I have to be really cautious. So I think I'm going to pull out my MP5K. Yep, pull out my MP5K, and this first chance that I get, I'm going to get into a position where they won't be able to easily shoot me. And in this case, it was getting on top of this building, and this was a great spot because nobody can get up here unless they're going to come up the ladder on one of the two buildings, and I can control those ladders fairly easily. Right here, you can see one guy comes up, and I'm waiting for the other guy, and another guy comes up. So as you can see, I'm just kind of controlling these people, and that guy right there, he shot, so I was aware that he was probably reloading right now, so I just stuck my head out and caught him with his pants down, as xJawz would say, and I was able to get out of there because it was not. It wouldn't have been very smart to just sit in that one spot and continue trying to take out their team, because if you stay in one spot for too long, they're gonna get to you. It's the simplest, it's the oldest thing to know in the book. I don't know exactly how to say it, but don't stay in one spot for too long. It'll get you killed. I'm using the MB5K now because I know that their spawns are kind of all over the place, and I gotta say that I just got my life saved by that guy. And now I'm just kind of waiting for these guys to show themselves on the map, because they were on the back of the map a minute ago, and now I have to find where they are. I have to locate them. So I stick my head out for a little bit and am able to find these guys, and I spray this guy down in the tanker for a little bit. The what is it called? The railroad, the train car. I don't know. So the game is winding down here. I was pretty confident that we were gonna win at this point, so I was playing a little bit stupid, and I just wanted to sit in one area, because if the enemy is coming to you and you're just sitting out in the open, it's definitely not camping. You're just waiting for them because they're stupid enough to continue running to you. Unfortunately, there I did die while I was calling my Predator missile. Was not able to pick up the Harrier. So I decided to run back to the area where I died and see where I got shot from, and I believe he was up in the warehouse. So now that he's moved on, I'm safe in this spot. I was comfortable staying here, but that's the point where I realized he was at the warehouse. So I just wanted to look up there, shoot a few bullets, just in case I could hit anything that was hiding behind those windows. And I got nothing. So I just continued to move forward on the map, because this was just one of those games where there's not as much strategy. It's just kind of like probing to find where the enemy is. And sometimes that's just the way you got to play the map, play the game. Because if you don't really have an idea where the enemy is because of lack of UAV users on your team, it's kind of like a guessing game to find the enemy.